Welcome back, everybody, and thanks for tuning in tonight. We are going to wrap up the show with Coach Bradley here once again, taking a look at what's next for the Lions. Before we get into that Week 4 matchup, you guys have the week off next Saturday. What's kind of the game plan with the bye week? What are you looking to accomplish with these extra days of practice?
Yeah, it's Southern versus Southern. We gotta shore up anything that we've seen in the first two opponents, our first 2 weeks. We got to make sure we get some of those things ironed out. And so we'll spend quite a bit of time working on our special teams. We'll spend a little bit of time getting healthy, making sure our legs are fresh.
Now, as a fan of the game, I feel like football fans in general have a different preference, an early bye week, a late bye week. From your perspective, how do you feel about how the timing of this year's bye week matched up, coming in week 3 after 2 straight wins?
Yeah, I think it's great. I mean, it couldn't have worked out any better. I mean, you come out of the first 2 weeks 2-0. And we know we didn't play perfect football. We know there's a lot to fix. And so to be able to come out 2-0, get a week to really polish and shine your football team, and then go into conference makes you feel pretty good.
Absolutely. So no game this upcoming Saturday, but Missouri Southern will be back on the gridiron September 20th, opening up conference play against Northwest Missouri State. And historically, this has been a tough matchup for the Lions. Let's go ahead and pop up that score graphic, including a 59-0 loss last year. Missouri Southern hasn't beaten Northwest Missouri State in the last 23 meetings, with the last win dating back to 1994. Now, Coach, as you know, there's no such thing as an easy game in the MIAA. What do you expect out of this Bearcats team to kick off conference play?
Yeah, Coach McMenamin, his first year up there, he's seasoned. He played at Northwest. His teams are always well coached. They're strong. They're athletic. They are prototypical MIAA teams. They don't beat themselves. They just run the ball, and they're a good football team.
Absolutely. And, you know, obviously last season, not the result you guys wanted. What do you think kind of needs to change? How are you approaching this year's matchup maybe a little bit differently?
Yeah, I think every year is different. I think every year is different with different players, with different coaches. And so the biggest thing we're going to do is we're going to flip on the film for the first time and actually be able to break down a couple games and really look at what do they do well, what do they struggle with, and see if we can't put a game plan that really attacks where they struggle.
You know, speaking of kind of where to attack that team, you mentioned last week that you guys, your identity on offense, you're going to kind of just take whatever the other team gives you. Yeah. Had over 250 rushing yards in week 1, over 400 passing yards in week 2. What do you think that kind of says about your offense and just their ability to adapt to what's given to them on the field?
Well, I think a large part of it is really on how well the O-line is playing right now. I think our O-line is protecting the quarterback, which is good, but we just got to continue to do a good job at the line of scrimmage. If you do a good job at the line of scrimmage, it'll allow you to run the ball. If you do a good job at the line of scrimmage, it'll allow you to pass the ball. And so it all starts and hinges on those O-linemen.
Absolutely. We kind of talked with Aiden and Stanley just about the energy on the sidelines, kind of those conversations. From you as head coach, what are you telling these guys when Zach Bergman makes that diving interception? They get a fumble recovery. What's kind of your message to them coming back to the sideline?
Yeah, my big thing is I'm the opposite of the sideline. So if the sideline is really high and positive, I'm Mr. Bring It Back Down to reality. I'm the negative Nancy. I'm the one saying, hey, it's a long football game, stay in it. Because I have to be the yin to their yang, you know what I mean? And I firmly believe that that's part of my job, is to be what we're missing. And so, like I said, if the guys are super high and positive and everything's going great, then they don't need me to pat them on the back. They need me to kick them in the butt. And so the flip, if things are struggling, then I got to be the one that's positive. I got to be the one that's unfazed. And so I try to fill in the cracks wherever I need to be.
And that is all we've got. We're certainly looking forward to seeing the Lions back in action after the bye week. So remember, no game coming up this Saturday, no coaches show on Sunday next week, but we will be back here same time, same place, Sunday, September 21st to recap MSSU's first MIAA matchup of the year. Thanks for tuning in, everybody, and have a great rest of your night.
This has been the Missouri Southern State University Coaches Show.